FORA.tv. The world is thinking.
2006, I had the privilege of representing plaintiff in a case, Hardwicke versus the American Boy Choir School. This was a case focused on an extraordinary series of events, child abuse at this institution. Abuse perpetrated by a single person who lived in this place in that building. And the question that was raised in the suit was who was responsible for this abuse? Was it the pathological person, the person who lived here? Or was it also the people who could have just picked up a phone and called someone to report what was obvious to all of them going on in that institution? Well, the trial court in this case concluded that all wrongs under New Jersey law, even criminal wrongs, were wrongs that the institution, meaning the entity represented by these people who could have picked up the phone, was immune for, could have no responsibility for those. The focus of the law, the exclusive focus of the law, was on this one pathological individual. So what that means is one person who it's least likely for us to be able to reform was responsible, and the one entity that could have done something about it, namely the collection of people in the building who understood what was going on and could have just picked up a phone, was immune. Now, this way of thinking about responsibility is not uncommon. Al Gore, hero of mine, writes in a way about a similar kind of responsibility. Indeed, he's guilty of the same kind of narrow conception of responsibility. In his book, An Assault on Reason, he spends an extraordinary amount of time focusing his criticism on this man. Never once does he draw our attention to the institution surrounding that man who could have checked every single abuse that he perpetrated. His focus was on the one who in some sense couldn't be reformed, and he immunized the one that could do something about it. Now, this conception of responsibility I want to reject. In a sense, I want to have the opposite of it. I want, of course, that we think about the one that we can't reform as responsible, pathetic perhaps, but responsible. But the one that could do something about it, indeed, often in these cases, could do something about it simply, we should also consider critically to be responsible. We should think about that responsibility indeed first. That's the sense of responsibility.